My name's Rosa, and today we're going to dive into expired listings, the fastest source of listings in existence in real estate. It's the only lead source where you can call the morning and take a listing that afternoon. If you like what you see, subscribe. Thank you, and let's dive in. So today we're going to dive into expireds. This is the number one source, the source that I built my real estate business on. This is me. This isn't a script. This is straight up. I built my real estate business on expireds. 24 years old, showing up every morning at 6:30 in the morning, practicing my scripts and dialogues, and getting on the phones shortly thereafter. Every single day, 6 days a week, until I didn't have to call on Saturdays. And if Saturday is your day of rest, then it's Sunday. Very simple. I called 6 days a week, and I generate appointments every single day. When it comes to lead sources, or when it comes to lead generation, I want you guys to think of a bicycle wheel. And inside the bicycle wheel, you have spokes. And the more spokes that you have in your bicycle wheel, the more opportunities you have to generate more appointments. So think of each spoke as one way to generate an appointment. It could be expireds, for sale by owners, expireds, your sphere of influence, internet leads, door knocking, farming, hybrid farming. These are all different spokes of ways to generate leads. But today we're going to dive strictly into expired listings. How to generate business through expired listings. At Glover University and inside our closed Facebook group, we have what's called the Path to Payday. And I strongly recommend you download it, whether you go to gloveru.com, you could download it for free, or you could go to our Facebook group and get it right now, or it's below. The Path to Payday shows where you can generate closings immediately to what will take longer over a period of time. And the inside of the Path to Payday, the number one source to generate appointments today is expired listings. And that's why we're going to spend this time on it. So what are they? They're sellers who have raised their hand. They have said, I want to sell. They were listed with a professional real estate agent, and that agent had a period of time to sell that listing, and the period of time expired, making it absolutely ethical and the best opportunity for anyone to take a listing. Well, I use that word on purpose. Nobody gives you a listing. You have to take it, especially now as transaction count shrinks and there's more agents in existence than there ever has in the history of ever. Nobody gives listings. You have to learn how to take them. And so the first step is understanding the mindset. How does an expired listing think? Well, they've been through a listing. They've been through an agent experience that didn't work. They don't want to waste time. They don't. And they are skeptical of real estate agents. When I say skeptical, I want you to think that the majority of the public looks at real estate agents as used car salespeople. And so they're skeptical, they had a bad experience, and now you're having a conversation with them, they're feeling some type of way. And it's important that you understand their mindset so that you can understand why they're behaving the way that they are. So the first thing we have to do when speaking to an expired listing is differentiate ourselves. Make us look, sound, and feel different than the person they were currently working with. So I shared that listings are the fastest way to build inventory. Not the easiest, but they're the fastest. And it's because they are the low-hanging fruit. Like you could just reach up and grab the low-hanging fruit. I shared this at my intro, but it is the only source that you can call and take a listing that day. It's the only source every single day that you call that you can actually take a listing that day if you're committed to the process of doing the work and getting better. So why don't listings sell? So let's dive into that. I'm going to give you guys two truths and a lie. Anyone ever played the game Two Truths and a Lie? So two truths and a lie. Number one, marketing failure. See, it didn't get enough exposure. Number two, communication failure. See, the seller was left in the dark. And number three, pricing strategy failure. In other words, the home wasn't priced to match the market. Two truths and a lie. I want you guys to think, which one's the lie? Marketing failure, number 1. Communication failure, number 2. Or pricing strategy failure, number 3. Which one's the lie? Is it number 1? Show of hands. Is it number 2? Number 3? Yeah, see, it's number 1. Because marketing doesn't sell listings. And I'll explain. See, the only way that an agent gets paid in this business is if they sell a listing. And so there's, in South Florida, 60,000 agents that the only way they make money is if they have a buyer that wants to buy a property. If your property's on the market for a month and no one wants to see it, it's one of 2 reasons. Number 1, everyone hates you. I don't think that's the case. Or number 2, they don't have anyone interested in the property. Well, why wouldn't they have anybody interested in the property? Because it's overpriced. Because there is a seat for every ass and there is an ass for every seat. At the right price, everyone buys everything. I share this story because I love going into Bloomingdale's. And 99 out of 100 times I walk out of Bloomingdale's with nothing in my hand. Unless I go to the sale rack and I see a t-shirt or a shirt that I like that matches what I have in my budget, which is the exact same thing in selling real estate. The only reason that a home is not being shown is one of 2 reasons. Number 1, you're not answering your phone to give showing instructions. Or 2, nobody in South Florida has a buyer interested, or no buyer is even searching a website that is looking at that price at that value. It's a harsh truth. So one of the reasons that a listing wouldn't sell is because the agent doesn't take showings and isn't communicating, and they're just kind of getting in the way, which is possible. Or number 2, it's just not priced right. And I'm happy that I needed to break that down so you guys can get it. That really the only reason a home doesn't sell is because of price. And it's our job to help the seller self-discover what the right price is, and hopefully their motivation matches the market. So let's go into the mindset of the expired. In order to take listings, we have to understand how they think. So number 1 is, there's 4 points. 4 points. Number 1, it's the agent, not the house. Homes don't sell for one of 2 reasons. I just shared it. Number 1, the agent isn't speaking. Or number 2, the seller isn't listening. The agent isn't speaking or the seller isn't listening. The previous agent failed because they either didn't know or they weren't able to show the seller. They didn't know, they didn't have the knowledge, or 2, they weren't able to show the seller or convince the seller of what they needed to do to meet the market's expectations. What do they need to do? They need to meet price, they need to meet condition, terms, other ways to meet the market's expectations. So step number 1 in mindset is it's the agent, not the house. We want the seller to understand that their house will sell. It was the previous agent that did not know how to communicate the state of the market and the position of the property. Number 2, you're the solution. If they don't list with you, they're making a costly mistake. That has to be the attitude of every conversation. If you don't list with me, if you don't meet with me, all bets are off. You see, sellers are skeptical. They're not looking at you as you. They're looking at you as you are just like them, the person who failed. They're frustrated. They're discouraged. They're doubtful that anyone can sell it. Their home didn't sell, but their desire to move hasn't changed. They're frustrated, they're skeptical, and they're hesitant. But that's exactly why they need you. What I'm giving you now are affirmations to have in your head as the phone is ringing, as you get blasted with energy, that they need you. They are skeptical. They are hesitant because their last experience sucked. They were with an agent who failed, who promised them the world. So they question who we are as an industry, who we are as professionals. They don't trust us, but they still need to sell. You must bring certainty, write that down, certainty, strategy, and confidence. You must bring certainty, a different strategy, and confidence. Because if you don't believe in your soul that you're the best agent for the job, why should they? In our mind, we must believe that if they go for sale by owner, or if they list with another agent, they will lose tens of thousands of dollars. Believe that in your heart. Believe that in your tonality. Because if you don't step up or step in with this energy, someone else will. And they may not have the skill that you have or the environment to plug into to serve them. In other words, your job is to instill confidence that you are different. Number 3, their frustration isn't personal, it's emotional. Their energy isn't personal, it's emotional. Because they come off angry, mean, aggressive, defensive, but it's not about you. They don't know who you are. They are a wounded animal who is reacting. Homo sapiens are animals. We are beings. Their emotions get the best of them because they're stuck. They need to move. They're losing time. They don't have results. A lack of communication from the previous agent is helping them behave like a fool. Well, you're not trying to hurt them. You're just trying to help them achieve their goal. They're in pain, and our job is to align with them, get into alignment to help them solve their problem. Number 4, you owe it to them to reach out. You owe it to them to reach out. Number 4, if you don't call expireds, you're allowing them to be stuck in their own problem. They needed to sell, they still do, but again, their agent failed them. You guys hear I keep saying that over and over and over again? Their agent failed them. This is your opportunity to connect and serve. And if you truly believe in your heart of hearts that you are the best opportunity, best agent, best professional for them, picking up the phone isn't optional. It's your responsibility. You're taking a stand for the industry because somebody's gonna call them today. Make sure that it's you. So let's shift to discuss the seller's mindset. That was the agent's mindset. So there's 4 categories, and I'll give you the 4 categories: frustration, skepticism, urgency, and failure. All right, so frustration. Why didn't my home sell? We did everything they told us to do. Well, these guys feel like they wasted time. They wasted effort. They're losing money. They were ready to move on, but now they feel stuck. So what I want you guys to hear is you can use these words as you're connecting to them when you feel frustration. I know exactly how you feel. Many sellers have felt the same way. And what they found is that meeting with me can save them tens of thousands of dollars. Feel, felt, found. Neurolinguistic programming. Feel, felt, found. I know exactly how you feel. You're frustrated. Many sellers have felt just like you. And meeting with me, they found that they saved tens of thousands of dollars. They would save time. They would have less effort, and it would be an absolute smooth transaction. Number 2, skepticism. I don't trust agents. You're just another one. You're like everyone else. You're just like everyone else. Well, what do you do differently? That's skepticism. See, they've heard all the stuff you're gonna say, which is why we have to understand our mindset, understand their mindset, and then give it to them, which isn't a promise. They want results. They think that listing with you is just gonna be another round of disappointment. I'm not here to list your home. I'm not calling you to list your home. I'm calling to get you to Orlando by the end of summer. I mean, that's what you want, isn't it? Get the word list out of the vocabulary. Whatever they're trying to do is the conversation. Number 3, urgency. They still need to sell, but they just don't know what to do next. They just don't know what to do next. And the reason for moving hasn't changed. They still need to relocate, downsize, change school districts. Yet they would say, I'm gonna wait, because they haven't heard a plan that makes sense. They haven't heard of a plan that connects. And number 4, we're just gonna take it off the market. Failure. Maybe we should just give up because they're defeated. So meet them where they are. Connect with them. I understand how you feel. Many folks who are listed with an agent felt the same way. And yet what they found is after meeting with us and hearing how we've helped so many folks just like you succeed in this market. So what's your opportunity? Meet them where they are. Meet them where they are. Show confidence, bring energy, provide certainty, be direct, yet empathetic. Be direct, yet emphasize. I'm with you. I'm empathetic. I understand where you are. I feel your frustration. I can connect with it. Yet at a weak moment, you can end up with a weak agent. And the reason I'm calling is to stop that from happening. So when we're prospecting, we have two types of sellers that we talk to. Want tos and have tos. See, a want to may not do what they have to do to sell because they want to sell. If I get my price, I'll sell. A have to, the sale is outside of their control. The sale is outside of their control. And there are 6 have to sellers. And they all start with the letter D. Death, divorce, debt, diapers, diamonds, duh job. So death, it's an estate sale. They're downsizing, too much house. The kids absorb the property. They don't want to be a landlord. Divorce, they're splitting assets. Moving on. This is the last piece holding the conversations together. Debt, financial strain. We got to sell. Credit card debt. Business isn't going very well. Diapers, we need more space. I live in a studio and it just had twins. Got a couple more months and we need the space. Diamonds, hey, I'm renting, we're moving together, or I own, she owns, we don't want to be landlords, we're moving one of our properties. And duh job, relocation. They're selling the property. Have tos. Let's shift, or how do we shift the seller's mindset? I'll give you a phrase. You don't just need another agent. You need a proven strategy, a clear plan, and better results. Allow me to show you what that looks like. You don't need another agent. You don't need to meet with just another agent. You need a proven strategy, a clear plan, and a better result. Let me show you exactly what that looks like. The next tactic, position yourself as a solution. How do we position ourselves as a solution? I help sellers whose homes didn't sell the first time. The best homes don't sell the first time. My strategy is different. My approach is different. And I know exactly how to get your home sold. Are you familiar with the techniques that we use? Time is better. This afternoon at 4, I'll be in your neighborhood, or tomorrow, I don't mind, I could come over at 6 o'clock. Give them a different plan. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. How much value would you see in knowing exactly what's going on in our real estate market to help you position your home correctly? Giving them a different plan and providing certainty. If you don't sound 100% comfortable and confident, they'll feel it. So your tonality, your body language, and certainty will dictate how much they trust you.